Hi, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night. So good to see you guys. Look at the gorgeous lighthouse that we have behind us. I absolutely love that. I love lighthouses. I've never actually been up in a lighthouse. Have you ever been up in a lighthouse, Alan?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
We need to do that. I'm thinking we need a trip to Maine as soon as we can actually go.
Kenny Bunkport.
Bunkport?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna have to do a trip to Maine. So anyway, welcome. So do you know why we have the lighthouse behind us?
No.
No?
I don't.
We have the lighthouse behind us because I'm going to be working with Well Wishes today, and there is a lighthouse, and I used it on my card. So that's what we're doing today. So welcome. So nice to see everybody here. It's always good to see everybody joining in and, talking amongst yourselves and, saying hello. And who was it that said they were in a rut? Somebody said they were in a rut. Oh, Cindy said she was in a rut, so I feel bad about that. I read that off to Alan, and he says, rut row, Rorge, which I thought was cute. Anybody who's my age will know what that is. Anyway, I hope you guys had a really, really nice couple of days. Today is craft along, obviously, so hopefully you guys have something to craft with, if I could talk. I'm not completing words very well, but that is the whole point, that you guys, are hopefully going to be crafting along, whether you're coloring or painting or doing whatever it is you want to do. Hopefully you guys have something. But if not, just watch along, and we'll see if maybe I could teach us something tonight, or maybe it'll just be fun. So anyway, what do we have going on? Oh, I had promised, well, I shouldn't say promised. I rarely promise anything because I just know how that goes. So, but I had said that I would really, really try to use, to actually put the new January kit out tonight, but I just couldn't get it all done. I just couldn't get to it. So I do think I'm going to give a sneak peek of a couple, maybe one or two pieces that are in the kit. And then, of course, we're not going to be here next week because we have a trade show. So the following week is when I'm going to do the big reveal. And that will give me enough time to put something really fun together and get everything out on the website and all that good stuff. So anyway, so stay tuned for the sneak peek. And for those of you that might be new, please give us a little shout out, either a hello or a question or whatever. Alan is always standing by here to pass the questions along to me. But we need to know that you're here. The only way that we know you're here is if you leave a comment of some sort. Let's be nice, though. Everybody be nice. Everybody's always nice. I'm just kidding. But we do a giveaway at the end. And the only way we can possibly select your name is if your name is out there, if we know that you're here. So leave us a question or a comment, even if it's just a hi from wherever you are or something. That would be great. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch the camera, and we are going to get started. Alrighty. So this is the star of the show. This is Well Wishes, and somebody was asking if we have coordinating dies. This is one of the sets. I remember last time we were here, somebody asked the question, do you ever add dies to any of your existing sets that may not have dies? And Well Wishes was one that when we originally put it out, it did not have dies. And then we did add the dies because this is a stamp set that has been very, very popular. And we had a lot of requests for dies, so we did put dies together, and the dies are going to cut out all of your little icons, all your little images in here. They're not going to cut out your sentiments and some of the smaller things, but we got most of the big stuff in there. So of course, per usual, on the back of our stamp sets, we always give you some colored, like a color suggestion of how you can color up the images. I should mention too, this is a larger stamp set. This is a 4x8 stamp set. So this is not 4x6, it is a 4x8. So it is a large stamp set. And then on the back of our dies, we will almost always have a little map showing you which die goes with which stamp. So Luann is asking a question. She's asking, what happens at the trade show? Well, the trade show, is a virtual trade show because of everything that's going on in the world right now. But the trade show is basically it's all of the trades. So it's, you know, vendors like us and you know, the different stores, retail stores and things like that. And we're basically we display our new collections that are coming out. And we do two big shows each year, and so that's where we've been doing a lot of preparation for that. So that's really what happens at a trade show. It's really really great. It's a lot of fun, and we get to, you know, usually we're in person and we all get together and you know, get to see each other again and stuff. But this it's a little bit different right now. It is virtual, but it's still an absolute. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. So anyway, this is our well wishes. So to this, I actually pulled a couple of other things. I pulled At the Beach, which is one of my favorite dies to use. I'm not actually going to be using um, the little sandcastle, and that does cut off. So it's one die in here, but it actually cuts into 3 pieces. So it cuts this little hill, sandy hill here with the little specks of sand. It cuts this extra little hill, sandy hill piece, and then it separates out the sandcastle. And then I decided to grab at the last minute the By the Sea because I really wanted to have this gorgeous kind of, you know, ocean kind of a look because I'm going to be working with the whales, and I thought that would be really pretty. So, and then I also pulled this, and we're actually going to be, I'm going to be stenciling with this. This is our ocean wave stencil. I don't know if we have this in stock in the store right now, but I know that I'm pretty sure we just received it. I just don't think we got it out in the store yet. But I think we just received the restock of that. So, all right, I'm going to get started. We're actually going to be doing, well, I'm going to show you what I've got here. I'm going to be doing a little bit of ink blending today. So let me show you what I have. Oh, there was something else I used. I also used, and I didn't grab it. I forgot to put it in my little pile. I also used the A2 stitched layered card toppers die set, and that's what I used for these 2 layers. So I used the largest and then the medium size, and it cuts out that beautiful frame, cuts out that stitching, and they're absolutely perfect to nest together. So I have my A2 card base. This is just a, you know, it's a thinner cardstock. It's a half sheet of letter size paper, and I just cut it at 5 1/2, and then I scored at 4 1/4, and you end up with an A2 card base that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then you can see with the largest die from the A2 stitched card toppers, that is going to fit perfectly right over the top. And then I have my next layer here. Okay, so I'm going to move some pieces over. You can see I've already done a little bit of coloring. I've only got 2 of our little characters here. And I want to show you how fun this is because this is just so doggone cute. I've gone ahead and colored up. I only stamped 2 of the images. I stamped this this whale over here, and then I actually stamped, because I wanted to make it kind of a get well or sorry you're under the weather card. I stamped the little band-aid. That's what this is here. I stamped that little band-aid on him so it looks like he's got a boo-boo, and colored the heart red, of course. And then I went ahead and stamped the lighthouse and colored that up fairly quickly. And just so you could see how useful it is to have the picture on the back, I did the coloring very similarly to what is on the back of the packaging, just to show you that it is very, very useful. Now, if you want to change the colors up however you want, go right ahead. But they look absolutely beautiful like this. And then in this stamp set, you get these 2 clouds here. It's 1 stamp, but you get those clouds so you can stamp them, and then you can just leave them white, or you can color them in if you want. But in the die set, you also get this die for the clouds. Now, if you want, you could stamp the clouds, color them in, and then die cut it with this die. But I didn't do that. I just cut my cardstock with the die. Let me hold this up. There you go. And then I used a little bit of gray Copic just to give it a little bit of shape, a little bit of dimension. So you don't have to stamp it first. So you have options, is my point with that. So if you want to see that stamped image, then you can certainly stamp it first and then you can die cut it. You can use the die on its own, just like this, or you can just stamp directly onto your project and color it without doing any die cutting. So I think it's really fun to have options with some of those things. So that is one of those that has options. Okay, so let's see, where are we? So I'm going to set these aside. I have my two little clouds. I'm going to put all of those aside. You've seen my card bases here, my card toppers. And then next, I had taken, Alan, can you find that die set? I want to show the die set for anybody who hasn't seen it. Yeah, it's back over there. It's on the other side, so you're going to have to go across. Okay. I just think it's going to be really helpful. Okay, here's the die set that I forgot to grab. So these two here, the first two were cut with the two outer dies. It does have 3 dies. And then the third die on the inside, that nested die, I cut that full shape out of my blender card. Now the blending card that I use is Strathmore Bristol Smooth Surface. We do have this in the store. And this one is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not on camera, but let's see. The color, I think you can see it. The color is different than the Neenah paper. The Neenah is a little bit of a brighter white, and then it gets a little bit more kind of an off-white when you're looking at the Strathmore. So, you know, normally I wouldn't put one of these on top of the other because you would see the difference in color, but this is my blending card, so kind of tells you we're going to be doing some blending, right? So I went ahead and I used my smallest die in the A2 card toppers, and I cut a layer from my blending card. A lot of people are saying that they're not getting the notice anymore. Alan is saying, okay, we had a little bit, let me switch the camera again. Okay, we had a little bit of an issue with the email service, the mail service that we were using, and so we had to kind of migrate over to another one, and we pulled everything over, but you never know. I mean, there's thousands of emails, so you never know if anything gets lost. And from what I'm hearing, it sounds like some of them did not come over. So if you're not getting the email anymore for the newsletter, then I would suggest that you go to our website and go to the bottom where it says newsletter, and go ahead and resubscribe to our newsletter there, and it should give you, I think it gives you a message after you subscribe. There also might be a pop-up that comes up that says, hey, do you want to subscribe to our newsletter? And if you subscribe there, if you're still not getting it, then send me a message, or send it to us, I should say, at customerservice@ldrscreative.com, and tell me that you want to be added back into the newsletter, and we can get you added in there manually. So I am very, very sorry. I you know, sometimes technology isn't perfect, and unfortunately it just stinks.
I didn't get it either.
You didn't get it either? So I'm very, very sorry about that. I know it's an inconvenience, and I feel really bad about it. I don't have any control over it. And we imported the emails a few times. I don't know why some of them aren't coming through. So like I said, resubscribe. And if you're not sure that it went through, send us a message at customerservice@ldrscreative.com, and we can make sure that you're in there. So again, I'm really sorry. All right, I'm going to switch again. Okay, so like I was saying, I went ahead with my Strathmore Bristol with the third die, and I cut a rectangle that was just like this because I wanted to have the stitching. I love that stitching, and I wanted to make sure I had that stitching. And then, just to show you, just get you caught up on what I was doing, because I have to get everything prepped. So I can't do everything on camera, but I went ahead with the At the Beach die. Anna, would you mind getting me a water? Thank you. And then the By the Sea. And so this was actually the top up here. So it kind of went like this, and I have little pieces that I cut off in between. So what I did is I It was like, it was basically like this. I laid it like this. So these little pieces here that come down, I want that stitching to end up on the piece that I'm going to keep. So see how I have the stitching on this one? So that stitching has to go down, like facing down. So I lined it up like this. Thank you. Pardon me for a moment. I have to get a quick drink. All right, so I lined it up like this, put a little bit of tape on it, ran it through my die cutting machine, and then I get this piece. And it has that beautiful stitching on it because I had cut it with my layered card topper first. Okay? The next thing that I did, I turned it over because that piece was cut off. The next thing I did was with this here, this piece here, I went ahead and I just laid my at the beach on, and I ran it through the machine and cut that. Discarded the piece that was here, the what is that called? The sandcastle. I keep wanting to call it a lighthouse head. It's stuck in my head. And then I took the piece that I had and I moved this up, the one that I had left over, moved it up, and I ran it through again. And that's where I got this additional piece here. All right. So I did it all from just the one piece, and I get those 3 sections. And now I can layer those sections however I like, which is really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and put, is this the right one? Oh no, that's the wrong one. I'm putting the wrong one away. There we go. By the sea. And yes, I know it's a pain in the butt. I'm sorry I do this, but I like to have everything put away. I do this when I cook too, and my son's like, Mom, just do all the cleanup at the end. And I'm like, I don't want 30 minutes of cleanup at the end. I want to clean it up as I go. So, okay. So here's what we're going to do. This is going to be my water. So this is where we're going to do some stenciling. You know what I need, Alan? I need that piece of tape. I don't know if the, not piece of tape, but the roll of tape I think is over there on the die cutting machine. So we're going to start with the ocean waves. Now you could spray the back of this. Had I been thinking, I would have done that ahead with my pixie spray, but I didn't think ahead. So I'm just going to lay this on here. Let me get the tops there, make sure I get the tops. Okay, so I want this to look like ocean waves. So I'm going to go ahead, tape this down. And then I have 2 colors ready to go. So I have this, the first is Marina Madness. This is my lighter blue. And then I also grabbed Bali or Bali blue, however you want to say that. So I have a lighter and a darker just to get a little bit of variation of color. And I happen to have a little blending brush for each one. So I'm going to go with Marina Madness first. I always go off just so that I don't get a real, you know, strong first impression of the color on the paper. I'm not pressing really hard. I'm going actually quite light. I don't want this to be really, really dark. And then I moved it. I was just going to say I probably should have taped that down, but I didn't. Let's see if I can put that right back where it was. There we go. Okay. So now I'm switching over to Bali Blue. And I'm going to hold this down in place now. Actually, I don't want to do it with my fingers because the ink is a little bit wet. So I'm going to grab my little bag here just so I can hold that down. I'm going to make this a little bit darker kind of at the bottom, and maybe just a little bit throughout. Give it just a little bit of dimension when you do that. I could go to a really dark blue with that. It'd be really, really pretty too. We're going to see how that ends up looking. Actually, I think it looks really good. There we go. Okay, so let me get this wiped up. Oops. I don't want to get that blue everywhere. I'm just wiping it with a damp cloth. It's just with water. All right, so this is going to be the ocean. Next, we have to create the sand. I'm going to turn this over. And then for the sand, I'm going to use iced tea. Oops, this way, iced tea. And I have my little brush for that. Do we have any questions, Alan?
I haven't seen any.
No questions? Okay. So these other two pieces that I have, I do want to be, I want them to be the sandy beach. And I think this iced tea color works really, really well for sand. I always like it a lot. Look how pretty that is when it gets into all those little crevices where we have those little specks of sand. A little bit more at the top. I think that's really pretty. And then, what? Oh, I thought you were saying something. So now I'm going to get this other one here. Same kind of thing, just go all over. Look how beautiful. I love how these hybrid inks work. When you are working on a really great blending card, they're just, oh my goodness. I mean, any ink, you want to be using, your paper is one of your tools. I always tell people that. People are like, how come I'm not getting a good blend? And I say, well, what paper are you using? And then it's not to say that this is the only, Strathmore's not the only one that you can use. You want to test it on different types of paper and see what works really well. And you're going to do that with any ink that you're going to use. But I happen to really like it a lot on this Strathmore. I think it's just gorgeous. It's my favorite. It is a bit of a pricier paper, so I don't use it for anything other than when I'm doing blending. To be honest with you, I only use it for like when I'm blending backgrounds, but it works really, really well. So here we go. So this is how this is actually going to work when I put these together, and then you'll see the water here down below. Isn't that so pretty? Trina is asking, do you have a brush for every color? I do. It's just easier for me. I don't like to, I shouldn't say like to. Well, if I'm being honest, I don't like to sit and do a lot of cleanup on my supplies. So yeah, that's something I don't want to have to deal with. I don't want to be cleaning up all of my brushes. I do the same thing. I don't like to sit and, clean all my markers and all that stuff. So I just try and be careful with them. And to be perfectly honest with you, I keep a little stash of like the little brush nibs and stuff for the markers, so I can change those out if I need to. I have a lot that I do, so I try and minimize the stuff that, you know, I hopefully don't have to do. So, okay, so we're going to start putting this together. So look how cute that is. I think that is so fun. So I'm going to, you know, as you know, I always like to build my card topper first, and then I will put it on my card base. So I'm going to set the card base aside, and we're going to start building the card topper. Let me get my foam roll out. Here we go. Look at how small it almost fits in the camera. It's getting small. If anybody's wondering, this is the Scotch. It's a 38-yard roll. We do have this in the store. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put foam between these two layers. I really like to do that. I love that dimension on the card. So I'm going to put foam behind this first layer here. And one of the really, really nice things about the Scotch, the right way, yeah. Really, really nice about the Scotch foam is that it's not really thick. It's about a 1/16 of an inch in thickness. And so that allows me to be in charge of how thick my card is going to be. Because I can double these up. You know, I can layer a couple of layers together if I need to. And also having it be only a 1/16 of an inch in thickness makes it so that, you know, I can put the layer here and then I can put a layer on with these, you know, a layer of foam, and then I can still layer up with, let's say, my little whale, and I'm not going to end up with a card that's a 1/2 of an inch thick. So some of the thicker foams I won't use because I think that they're just too thick, and it just doesn't allow me to do the layering that I want. Alyssa is saying, how long would you say it takes the ink to dry? The hybrid ink, I'm assuming. And well, it does depend. I would say it depends on how much you put down. So like, you know, this feels almost dry, and I did it a few minutes ago, but I have a lot of ink on here. You know, I did several layers here. If you're just brushing on really, you know, if you're brushing it on lighter like this, or if you're stamping an image and you stamp it once, then you've got one layer of the ink and it's going to dry a little bit faster. So, you know, give it a couple minutes, give it a few minutes, maybe, you know, before you start working with, you know, like your Copic markers or something, because it is a hybrid, which means that it does have a combination of qualities, you know, between a pigment and a dye ink. So, so I would give it a little, just give it a little bit of time, and not a lot. I mean, you don't have to let it sit for like a half an hour or anything, but you know, again, if you're putting a lot of color on like this is feeling dry. It's been a few minutes and it feels fine. It doesn't feel like it's wet anymore. You would feel it because it would feel a little bit cool to the touch. So, okay. Let's see. Did I forget to do something? Let me think. I feel like I did. I think I did.
Sentiment?
Nope, I did. I forgot to do something. So this is where sometimes you have to pull things apart, because I meant to stamp, what are they called? No, not sentiment. Well, sentiment is one of the things, but I meant to put rain on there. You may have to do some die cutting for me, honey. We'll see how well this comes apart. It hasn't been stuck together for very long, so we'll see. Oh, I'm making a mess. I haven't had to do this in a long time. Yeah, all right, you're gonna have to, it's together. So it's my Nina over there. I'm gonna have you, yeah. Yeah, give me that. The dies are right back there, the open dies. I'm gonna have him recut these for me. Give me the first two. Let me just trim this. You're gonna wanna give me the plate. There we go. Sorry, everybody. Angie messed up. What? Okay. Here's these two. Where's the tape? You're going to need the tape, honey. Okay. He's a man, which means he doesn't ask directions. He just gets lost. I remember we were on a family trip when I was a kid. We were making our way to Pennsylvania where we have family. And my mom kept asking my dad to ask, we were lost on a mountain somewhere. And my dad kept insisting that he was going to be able to find, you know, his way, and he knew where he was and everything. And then we saw a sign that said like, welcome to, I don't know where we were. It said like, welcome to, actually I don't know what it said. We ended up in another state. Let's put it that way. And yeah.
I have a question.
You want the tape? There you go.
Why did you cut it so small when it was going to cut out?
Because I wasn't thinking. I just went ahead and cut the paper. I knew it. That's why I said you're going to need the tape. All righty.
Are you waiting on me?
Yes, I'm waiting on him. So here's what happened. I went ahead because, you know, my mind gets a little bit jumbled when I'm live and I make a mistake. And so I went ahead and I cut the paper to A2, which I didn't need to do because I had the die. And so that's why when I handed it to him and I said, you're going to need the tape. And he said, I'm not going to need the tape. I'm a man. And I said, okay, you're going to need the tape. And so then he turned around and said, why did you cut it? So and he needed the tape. If only they would listen to us, right? Right? Just saying. All right, switch him back. I think he might be done. Come on, people are waiting. Hello. Oh, so Trina is saying, I'm reading messages here. Trina says, I got my inks today and started swatching and labeling them. I entered the name of the first ink. What? I entered the name of the first ink not to be taken internally. And I thought, that's a weird name. Then I realized that was the warning.
You know, we got to do something.
That's so cute. That's so cute. That would be a very, very bad name for an ink.
No, it's a great name.
Alan, I need you to give me the smaller one. People are waiting.
Come on, that's the one you screwed up.
No, the smaller one is not the one that I... Oh, honey. All right, what'd you do? All right, he left my tape. He left the tape on. Okay, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. What?
I've got to get a union.
A union? What are you going to do with a union? Goofball. Okay. Now, let me start this part over again and get back to what I was supposed to do. What a goof. See what happens when I have it in my head and I don't get it planned out far enough and then I mess it up. So, all right. So, rewind. Let's everybody pretend that the last 10 minutes didn't happen. I wanted to pull out this little rainy day. It has the rain, actually. And let me turn this over. Got that all bent up for me, too. Let me see. So where's my clouds? Here they are. So here's the clouds. I kind of wanted to figure out roughly where my clouds were going to go. So I would know where to put the rain. And I'm going to put rain here. That's going to be the first one. And I did these, I'm stamping this on my Nina because I'm planning on coloring these in with a Copic marker. So I'm going to stamp with my Bally Blue, and so I chose the blue that is going to match the water that I did, the ocean. Let's go ahead and stamp this. Make sure that looks good. Excelente. So that is the first one. And then here's the second one. Let me wipe that a little bit just in case. Make sure it's dry. Nothing worse than having a little bit of water on it when you move it. And then this one, this side will be just a little bit lower. Tiny bit lower. There we go. Okay. And I was thinking about this one here because we have one here that has a little heart. It's like a little rainy, you know, it's a rain droplet that's a heart. And I thought maybe I could put that in someplace. Let's see. Let's put that one here. Get this one out of the way. So that's a separate one that you can just add to it. And I think it adds just a little bit of interest. I think it's kind of fun, really cute. Look how cute. It stands out. I think it's adorable. I love when there's extra special little details like that in a set. I just think it's really, really fun. So, all right, so we have the rain now. And I'm going to, actually, let me do this. Let me put this back in here because I got to figure out where my sentiment's going to go, right? This is going to go here. Let's see. This one goes here. I'll show you how I'm layering it up. There we go. That's the idea. The lighthouse. And then the big question is going to be, where does the sentiment go? And hold all that still. So I was looking at my sentiments and I thought, what in the world could I fit in here? And I think get well soon would be really, really cute. So this is going to be here and then here. So let's go ahead and get this sentiment on here. Get well soon. Put that right underneath. Is that straight? I think it's straight. Get all this other stuff off so it's not all in the way. All right. So now you can see why I had to start that part over again because I really messed it up by doing my layering. I'm going to do that one more time just so it's a little bit darker. There we go. Gorgeous. Perfect. So let's go ahead and put that one away. So Regan is asking, do you think up the names for your inks? I absolutely do. I have named every single one of them. Barbara is asking, can you emboss with this ink? You absolutely can, and you will see that I've done that in some of our other videos. I will tell you this, typically a hybrid ink is not designed for embossing. However, with ours, and I cannot speak to other companies, you can use an embossing powder with this. It works beautifully. The only thing I would suggest is just have your embossing powder ready to go. You know, so you're going to stamp it, you know, just like I did, stamp it, you know, put your embossing powder on there, you know, and then go ahead and heat set it, and it's fine. You don't have to hurry up. I mean, you know, but I would say don't set it aside and then try and do the embossing powder afterwards because the ink will dry. So just have it ready to go. That's all. Okay, so there's that. Where is my, I'm going to go, while I have this out, I thought it would be cute. I need my other stamping pad here. Because I'm going to put a sentiment on the inside. Let's do it in this direction here. So here's my card base. And this says, so on the front I have get well soon. And then here it says, sending you tons of love and lots of whale wishes. I thought that would be really, really cute to put on the inside. So sending you tons of love, and I'm going to stagger this just a little bit. Sending you tons of love. Have that off to the left just a little bit there. And I am very, very weird about stamping one at a time. I just want to make sure I get the best stamp that I can, and sometimes it can cause an issue if you have more than one stamp on there, and I just don't want to have an issue. Make sure I have that in the right direction. Sending you tons of love. Give that one more. Which side did I miss? There we go. There we go. Tons of love. And tons of love and lots of whale wishes. So let's put this back up, and I'm going to stagger it. Make sure I have it going in the right direction, and I do. I'm going to pay attention to where my edges are so I have it kind of evenly spaced across. There we go. So yeah, the great thing about the hybrid ink is it really is your go-to ink. You know, you can use this for blending, stamping, you can color, you know, you can stamp and then color with, I don't think I'm getting very good pressure when I press on the left side, because it's on the left side again where I have the problem, so.
Don't you wish you had a tool for that?
I wish I had a tool for that. I do. I wish I had a tool for that. Preview coming attractions. There we go. That looks really cute. But I have a feeling my left hand is maybe a little bit tired. I have arthritis in my hands, so I think my left hand is a little bit tired, and that's why I'm not pressing very evenly on there. It seemed to be the left side both times. Okay. So here we go, sending you tons of love and lots of whale wishes. Isn't that super, super cute? I'm not going to close this yet because like I said, it's combination ink. So I'm going to give it a moment to dry just to be on the safe side and set that aside. Okay, so back to this. I have got a couple of markers here. I'm going to go ahead and color these in. So I have BG01. I happen to choose BG01. There we go. And I'm just going to add a little bit of color into each one of these little droplets. I'm going only on the left side of it, so I end up with a little bit of a kind of a white highlight in there. I think it just kind of shows it off a little bit. So the big question is, what color do I make that heart? I don't know. Should I make it red? Or should I make it blue like water? What's the consensus there? Anybody have an opinion?
What's the question?
Should I make that heart, should I color that heart red, or should I color that heart blue like the water? I'm going to take B32 as well and just give it a little bit, this is a little bit darker, and just go a tiny, tiny little bit on the outside of each of these.
We have pink, medium pink, a red, a soft pink, a dark blue.
colors do I have over here? Let's see. I do have a pink and I have a red. So let me do this. We'll start with R32. There we go. And then I have R35. What? Back to R32. And just blend that a little bit. And we'll leave it like that. I think that's very cute. Thank you for your help on that, everybody. Okay, so now we have the rain coming down. And now I'm going to start to build. And where's my tape? Let's see. I'm going to put this one up on foam. The water is going to be up on foam. I'm only going to put the foam at the bottom. I think. Let's see. I just cut that just a little bit too long. Let me take this back out. There we go. So let me get the foam on the bottom. That way I can slide these other pieces under it a bit for now, so I know where they're going to be layered. That one I think comes right up underneath Get Whale. And then we end up here and then here. Okay, so I know that this one has to be right up underneath where it says Get Whale Soon. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that one down. Line up my edges, of course. And I didn't do it straight. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Alan says, you want me to make out a list? I'm going to need a spreadsheet. He's so funny. He's just so funny. You're not being nice to me tonight.
I am.
I'm having a night where I'm making a lot of mistakes. I'm like, ay, ay, ay. There we go. That's better. Much, much better. I almost made up Spanish on live. I shouldn't do that. I don't know Spanish and I just make words up. I think it's funny when I do it, but I don't think I get the same reaction out of everybody else. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead then and lay this one down as well. I'm going to have this one be flat. I wish I knew Spanish. I wish when I was younger I was smarter. So that
You were smarter when you were older.
ha ha. You're not being very nice to me. What's going on?
Made me cut that thing with a little tiny piece of paper.
Yeah, everybody, you should be yelling at him because he is just not being nice to me. No, I'm saying I wish I was smarter when I was younger so that I would have paid attention in like my language classes so that I actually did know another, language by the time I was an adult. It's funny when you look back and you realize how stupid you were when you were younger. And you wish you wouldn't have wasted the time that you had and the resources you had as well. So anyway. There we go. Yay, that looks so cute. Love it. Love it. Any more questions? Oh, Elizabeth's saying, you mentioned a virtual trade show. Is there somewhere we can watch? No, unfortunately there isn't. Because it is a trade show, it is for the trades only. All right, I'm going to put these up on some foam. And this one's not going to be on foam. That's the one piece that's not going to be on foam, but everything else, these other pieces will be on foam. So get some foam behind these clouds. I wish there was some place you guys could watch it because it really is fun to see, but you know, it's all of the it's the new products that are going to be coming out from different stores, so you will get to see it. And I think if you saw it online, it might ruin it for you because not everything ships right away. And it might ruin it for you. You know, the surprise, I guess. All right. So let's see. Put one of these here. Rainy day clouds. Let me make sure I have that. So I'm just making sure, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm making sure that I have the same distance roughly from the edge of this cloud to the edge of the card as I do from this one. And I lowered this one down just a little bit, just so it's a little bit of a variation. And then here, I'm going to tuck my lighthouse under a bit. There we go. Make sure that is kind of straight. And then the next piece. Judy is saying, can you give us some hints about the new kit? I will. Stay tuned. I will give you a little bit of information. I will show you something, I promise. I actually promised. So here we go. Look how cute. You know what? I have to put one more little piece underneath the little sprout of water there because I have foam behind the whale, but I also have foam behind the water. So that means that I need to have 2 layers of foam behind where he is spraying the water. So let me just build this up. Actually, let me get the little piece of paper off of it first. That'll make it easier to stick. There we go. Now that is going to reach. Look how cute. Love it. What? What's wrong?
I think people are having an issue with the
With what?
robot thing, the thing on the site where it shows up above.
Oh, the CAPTCHA thing?
CAPTCHA.
Yeah, I can't turn that off. That's Shopify.
I know, but like I went out and signed up for it,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't realize it was up there either.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can.
I can't move it either. No, the CAPTCHA, Shopify started this thing with this stupid CAPTCHA thing.
CAPTCHA's good.
Well, it is, but it's a pain in the butt. It is. I mean, let's be clear. It is.
So just explain that when they go to subscribe.
When you go to subscribe at the bottom of the website, and you're gonna have to do the CAPTCHA on any Shopify site, probably well, a lot of sites these days. But anyway, you're gonna type in your email, and you're gonna hit the submit button or join. Is that what it says? Okay. And then you're going to have to scroll back up to the top of the screen because Shopify is going to automatically give you this CAPTCHA thing where it says, hey, are you, what does it say? Click here. Wants to make sure you're not a robot.
You have to click there, and then you have to push the submit button.
Yeah, you have to click there and then press the submit button. But it doesn't come up. We need to do something about how that's working. I can't move the CAPTCHA. So I am sorry about that. That is a fairly new thing. Look how cute that is. Yay. I really like this card a lot. So if ever you're on a site and you're having trouble like that and you don't know what happened, scroll up because it might be asking you to do something, like to click on that CAPTCHA just to verify that you're a person and not a robot. That's really what it is. All right, so I'm going to turn this, make sure my card is facing in the right direction. So I do it upside down because I like to lay my card right up to the edge. So make sure that the card base and the card topper are going in the same direction. There we go. There, it's done. I think that is really cute. It actually turned out a lot cuter than it was in my head. So that makes me feel good. Got a little fuzzy something on there. There we go. Very cute. I love it. Oh, I really, really like it. Okay, so sneaky peeky time. Let's see, what can I show you?
I think we're out of time.
We're out of time?
Yep.
Oh, I can't do the sneak peek. We're out of time. No. Let's see. What can I show? All right, I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you, which one? Let's do this one. I'm going to show you one of the papers in the kit. This is one of the papers. Isn't that gorgeous? I think it's so beautiful. And then, oh,
don't show too much.
Do I show the stamp?
I see.
Let me go like this. I'm going to cover up some of the characters. I'm going to show you these two characters. Look at them. Isn't that the cutest thing? They're like under a blanket, looking up and pointing at the stars, and then they have their little friend over here too. Isn't that just so cute? You know, it could be a fox, it could be a dog, it could be a fox, a dog, whatever you want it to be. Isn't that just the cutest thing? And so they can be looking up at the stars. So if you want to put them here, how cute. Yay. I'm going to show you one more picture, one more paper. Where'd it go? Oh, I have it. I'm using it over here. Let me cover this up so you don't see too much. So here's another one of the papers here. And then we will have coordinating cardstock in there too. So, yay. So hopefully that will drive you nuts.
Why don't you keep going?
No. I'm not going to keep going. But they are so, so cute. I'm telling you. Wait until you see the rest of this kit.
So everybody wants to know when.
Okay, well, today, what's the date today?
Well, you're working this weekend, Sunday through Friday.
Yeah, well, yeah, next week we will not have any lives. We won't be here because we'll be doing the trade show. So it will be the Tuesday. It'll be the following Tuesday. What's the date? What date is it a week from Tuesday? Do you know? Let me see. Let me get my phone and see what is a week from Tuesday.
26th?
Well, let me make sure.
12 days. That's near the end of the month too. That's good.
Oh, what is happening? Don't you love it when you can't get into your own phone? What is happening? Oh, yeah. It was giving me like some really, really weird things. Let me double check and just verify. You said it's the 26th? So, yeah, it'll be the 26th.
Sheila said it's the 26th. Does that give you more credibility?
I'm not believing him. Okay, but Sheila, because you said it's the 26th, I'm going to go with the 26th. So on the 26th, I will do a full reveal, I promise you, of the kit. But it is absolutely darling. It's darling. You're going to love it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Because I really wanted to work with it today, and I just didn't have enough time. But anyway, this is today's card. Get well soon. I think it is so adorable. I love it. I love doing scene building. It's my absolute favorite thing. I love it. So there we go. Okay, we need to do a giveaway. What is today's giveaway going to be? Let's see, what shall we give away? You know what we haven't given away? I don't think. No, I use these a lot, and with summer coming up, I think this is going to be a really, really good giveaway. I'm going to say it'll be a choice up. What?
Summer coming up.
Well, it is coming up. I mean, this is January. All right. Well, let me rephrase. With summer crafting coming up, because we always craft ahead, right? I mean, you know. No, we do. We craft ahead. So, you know, you get your cards done ahead of time, and then we have spring and summer and all that. So, yeah, granted, it's January. I get it. Maybe I'm thinking, maybe I'm just dreaming. But anyway, let's do, I'm going to let you choose. I'm going to let the winner choose which one. Okay? It's going to be one of these border dies because I don't know what you may already have or which one of these might be your favorite. So it's going to be one of these border dies. The winner is going to let me know. So when you send me your email that says, you know, this is my address, you're going to get to tell me if you want the waves, that it's called By the Sea, or if you want the one that has the sandcastle, and that one is called At the Beach. So you can let me know which one, and we will pop that into a little package for you. So Alan, you're going to tell me who won?
Counting.
You're counting? Give me a name. Renee Zipper? Renee, Rene, R-E-N-E, Zipper. Yay! Congratulations. I need you to then do me a favor, send us an email. What?
Drew Smith.
Oh, Drew's in there? Okay, so hi, Drew. So I need you, Renee, to send us an email at customerservice@ldrscreative.com. I need your complete mailing address so that we can ship your prize out to you. And let me know if you want At the Beach, that's the one that has the sandcastle, or if you want By the Sea, that's the one with the waves. So let me know which die you want, and we will get that out to you right away. So once again, here is today's card. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun, and I really, really love the card. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. Keep in mind, we will not be here next week, but we will be back on the 26th, and I will do a full reveal of the January kit on the 26th. So stay tuned for that. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and next week, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.